The Chatham petrel work is a big part of the work that Doc does here on South East. Roughly 1,000 pairs on the island, and over the last decade or so, probably a bit longer, various dock workers and people on the island have found natural Chatham petrel burrows and have replaced them with these wooden boxes. And the reason being is they are a very rare species, quite threatened, and this is very fragile ground. One can easily collapse burrows. So the first thing that was done was burrows were identified, and the natural burrow was basically replaced with a wooden box. The wooden box has an entrance into it and a plastic Nova pipe that comes out, runs under the ground, and this is the entrance. But it didn't really end there. There's a big problem that these birds face, and that's another species called the broad-billed prion. They are very numerous, about 300,000 pairs on the island, and they swarm across this island at night and hunt for burrows, and they often take over Chatham petrel burrows. Their breeding is out of sync, so when a Chatham petrel has a chick, that's when the broad-billed prion is looking for a burrow. And what they'll do is they'll come in and actually kill the Chatham petrel chick and take over the burrow. And it was a significant problem to the expansion of the Chatham petrel population. So this is probably quite a while now, at least 10 years ago, this entrance was designed to deter broad-billed prions from coming into the burrow. And what it is, it's just this piece of neoprene, just the wetsuit material. So this is the entrance. You can see the black plastic piping, and this half-moon shaped neoprene is attached to the entrance with just a basic hose clamp, and a slit is cut into the neoprene. So it acts as a visual barrier and also a physical barrier. So the broad-billed prion comes along. First of all, it doesn't really see an obvious hole. It just sees this neoprene, and it kind of has to also make a bit of an effort to push through the material into the burrow, and hopefully that kind of puts them off and they go, don't really like the look of this, I'll pick a different burrow. And it has made a huge difference. The Chatham petrel, on the other hand, knows that this is its burrow, and it has a chick in there or an egg, and it has a real drive to get in. So for them this isn't an obstacle at all. But for the prion, they just treat it with a bit of suspicion and rather go somewhere else. In addition to that, we also have these little gates. It's just a real basic piece of wire with some mesh. And over winter, when the Chatham petrels don't need this burrow anymore, because they fledge their chicks probably in about May, June, and then in late June we come along and we put these gates across, and that's just simply another form of defence. The burrow isn't needed by the petrels, so we might as well close it off completely and not allow anyone to get in at all. So they just slide in front like that, put a flagging tape so you can see them, and that stays in place till November, when we come back to remove the gate so that the Chatham petrels that are prospecting, i.e. checking their burrow, can get in, and it just gets pulled out again and just stashed somewhere nearby.